We in the building. My homie WALSHY in the building. DJ KASH, of course. You know, it's a long we've spoken on the phone and had some deep conversations. So it's on like we figured we just might as well tape it and let the people in on the conversations that we be having. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what's good, bro?
I'm good, man. So blessed, man. My book was announced today. Shout out to everybody out there. Believe me when I tell you, man, Cash, you the first one to talk about this today. This is my new book with Rizzoli. If you guys know books, then you know Rizzoli is like the Louis Vuitton of books, right? It's like the biggest and best book company in the entire world. So I'm so blessed to have a book that is about this culture, coming out with Rizzoli. And so you guys, please, man, you know what I'm saying? It's right there, Art of Dancehall, and Cash, I'd love if you could post a link to it when this conversation is uploaded. But definitely, guys, this is going to drop April 1st. The pre-order is out now. And yeah, Art of Dancehall. It's all about the images and the flyers of dancehall. Believe me when I tell you, man, if you know anything about dancehall, you know the flyers be crazy. Look at Junior Reed on a horse, man.
That's
At a
crazy.
party. He pulled up like this, you
That's
know.
crazy.
So, dancehall and Caribbean culture on a whole, man, it can be so amazing visually. And so I'm so blessed to be able to capture the flyer and poster side of that and present it to you guys.
Yo, bro, some of your younger fans might not know like your history in dance hall, son. Like they may see the newer Walshy and just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if they know because I remember, bro, when I moved here in Georgia, when I moved to Georgia, I remember just like seeing your name on certain flyers and it was like a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't think you was with Black China at the time, right?
No, I was with Changes.
Crazy.
Hmm.
And I remember trends in them used to bring you.
Yeah, man.
And
But,
I
Atlanta is where I went to college. So shout out to Clark Atlanta University. And, I graduated from Clark Atlanta University in 1998. And the legacy of what we did in the 4 years I was there is probably, in my humble opinion, no disrespect to anybody doing anything now. But to me, man, it was peak Caribbean time.
in '98.
Man, 94, 95, bro. Man, let me tell you something, man. Not only was dancehall insane 1994, 1995, 1996, but you had all these other countercultures that were happening at the same time that were also popping. So if you know anything about culture, usually if something's popping, there's other things that are popping at the same time that in some kind of way work together. So
Right.
one thing just don't be popping and nothing else be popping. When one thing is popping, it usually means mad stuff is popping. And that's,
Right.
yeah. So we had Freaknik popping. Freaknik was going crazy 94, 95, 96.
But wait. 94, 95, I know that's prime reggae years, but in Georgia though?
Bro, everybody needs to know. Atlanta, I guess in the late 80s, early 90s, had a mass migration of New Yorkers. Huge. I'm talking about insane migration of New Yorkers
Wow.
and people from DC and some Floridians. And that coupled with Clark Atlanta, Spelman, Morehouse, Morris Brown, Emory, Georgia State, Georgia Tech. I can keep going.
Right.
All of them having insane amounts of Caribbean students that were going there on visas. You put
Crazy.
all of that together, it was a movie. Every night, it was a movie. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you got legacy clubs like Royal Peacock and Stone Mountain with all the clubs that were out there. Redan had a couple clubs. But man, when I tell you, bro, you couldn't, and every sound was coming through. Bodyguard, Bass Odyssey. Like it was like just one of the biggest dancehall scenes in America, probably third in America to New York and Florida.
You know why I definitely believe that? When I moved here from New York, I was seeing parties that did not happen in New York or didn't happen often, but I
Uh,
would see them here all the time. Like, bro,
uh-huh.
I would see Stone Love, Bass Odyssey, and like Bodyguard or something like that on the same
Same
party,
card.
bro.
Yeah, on the same card, which is crazy
Crazy.
now and would have been crazy then if you weren't getting that regularly. In Atlanta, we were getting that regularly.
Right,
We were having, King IDs, Afrik, and, Waggy T on the same party.
right,
It just was, it was just craziness. But, there was a lot of things that were happening at the time. So money was running, everything that's pre 9/11, money was running, money was flowing. So, Atlanta was where you would go. I mean, I don't have to spell it out, but if you're from New York, if you're from Florida, and you're making money pre 9/11, Atlanta was. I mean, you can watch the BMF documentary. You can watch all the documentaries. Everybody gonna tell you Atlanta was where you go. So all of those promoters, sound men, supporters of parties, they were all in Atlanta spending that money. And so, like I said, everything was up. Everything. It wasn't just one thing. If you
right.
went to a hip hop party at that same time, somebody could, I think, argue that Atlanta hip hop peaked that same time too, because the money was
No, wait, time out. Wait, what? You mean like,
like DJ Mars.
uh-huh. Wait, first of all, a lot of people don't know all y'all was like in school at the same time.
He was all at Clark Atlanta at the same time,
So
man.
you,
Me,
Mars,
Drama, Cannon, Mars, Trauma. Yo, it was craziness. And I could keep going,
insane.
all of us at the same time. Yo, everything was up. Every single thing was up, man. Everything was up. So dancehall naturally was a big part of my life when I moved to Atlanta. But I really got started in music truly by getting an internship at the jazz station WCLK in downtown Atlanta. And that's where I started the serious music journey. That's where it really like kicked off. So,
I
you
don't know
know,
if a lot of people know, because I forgot at one point. I just remember you coming down here to play a lot,
uh,
right? But when
they
you
don't
said
know.
that to me, like, bro, remember I went to Clark? I'm like, yo, at first I didn't even really know like all y'all went to school together, bro.
Right. And
That's
when I tell you,
insane.
man, we got pictures together, man. I post the proof all the time because cats are like, yo, y'all did not, we lived in the same dorm. And when I tell you,
What?
that's just the music dudes. Bomani Jones, one of the greatest sports analyzers of today, in the same dorm. Like I could keep going on just how many people. It was just absolute greatness at that time, and
Bro,
that's
so y'all might have had the greatest class in
of
the
of ever
last like decade, or I mean
of
last
ever.
couple decades.
You
Ever.
know,
He said ever.
yeah, of ever. You might have to go to like like the civil rights years to like find a class
Right.
that
to
match.
top you guys.
You know, but it was a blessing, and all of us pushed each other to be great. So like I said, every single thing I did was just because everything was great around me. I was being great because it was just greatness. It was just great everywhere. The whole case.
But but I mean, we're gonna sound like old heads right now, right? But the dance hall scene now is very, 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 very different. That's why I think it's important that you're like doing something like this and documenting it and showing like the younger guys the progression. Like I really feel like, because there's a lot of things about dance hall that existed them times that don't exist now.
Young heads. I think they're called the YNs now.
Why
In Florida, we call them YJs.
YYJ was what?
J is for JIT.
Oh, okay.
Young Jits. All my young dancehall lovers, just if you buy this book, it is literally like a time machine. If you can look at the flyers, look at the DJs, look at the ways these things were promoted, you could probably get a good grasp of what the party felt like, and will probably allow you to go and listen to some old audios and be like, yo, they were having nonstop fun. And again, a lot of money was being spent.
Right.
And it's very difficult to just say it. So this book is extremely important. I agree with you. To visualize it, not just for us people that lived it, but for the people that are not even from America, not just fans of it, and would love to have seen what the artwork looked like at that time. And
Right.
that's why I did it.
But bro, like the whole energy and everything has changed from now. Like that's why again I think it's important because for me growing up in Brooklyn and falling in love with dancehall and reggae, my biggest like goal was to be a part of a sound. That was my thing. I wanted to be play on a sound. Like I don't think kids today care about playing on a sound.
No, it's definitely different, and that's fine. The sound system culture was kind of like joining a gang in a sense where, you knew that if you could join a sound, there was a certain level of like backative.
Right.
There was one going to be a dub box, and that dub box would usually predate you, and therefore it would have all the artists that you couldn't afford or you couldn't get if you tried to do it on your own. And at that time, having a dub box was just too important. You couldn't leave your house,
Right.
and dare say you were going to play at a dancehall party if you didn't have a dub box that had, um, at bare minimum, certain artists. You had to have the Junior Reeds. You would have had to have, a Sugar Minott. You'd have had to have, a couple of the newer songs. And that wouldn't have been cheap at that time. Still isn't cheap now, but would not have been cheap at that time. And most people would have saw the economics of it and said, no, I'll just join a sound where 5 people can pool their money together and alleviate the cost I would take by myself. Also, 5 people, that's a lot more people at a party, promoting the sound. It's not just on me. And of course, back then, promoting a sound, promoting a party would have been hand to hand, flyers and performances. That's the only way you're going to get more, performances is hand to hand. That's it.
Right.
So we wouldn't have wanted to take that upon ourselves. We would have loved the story of a sound. Like I can see a young version of everybody having a favorite sound and listening to that audio or going to that dance and looking and being like, yo, if I had that dub box,
What I
yo,
would do.
what I would do. I remember one time me and my brethren Kidstar, we wanted to play downbeat sound from the Bronx so bad. We were like, yo, this is the best sound in the world. And we actually drove to a dance that he was playing and then like called him after.
Right.
And we was like, yo, Father, don't be, yo, my name is Walshy. This is my boy Kidstar. Yo, we, yo, you need some young people around the song. We want to play the song. And he actually was like, yo, pull up tomorrow here.
Right.
And we were like, oh man, but we don't live in the Bronx. We live in Brooklyn. And he was like, that's going to be rough then because this is a Bronx sound. And I'm going to need Bronx people that can pull up in the Bronx at all times. I was like, oh man, we probably shouldn't do it then because we don't have cars. Like, we're young. We were like, no joke, man. We might have been like 18 years old.
You can't take the dub box on the train, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it was like, yo, but it was amazing because you're absolutely right. Yo, bro, what you just asked is something that people really never talk about. Everybody wanted to be a part of a sound. There was almost zero individualism.
Right.
There was very rarely somebody that was their own dance hall DJ under their name, and that was it.
Right.
Rare.
But even then, even if there were, they were only known because they were part of a sound first, and then they
Correct.
went off and did their
It
own
was
thing.
never like they were never a part of a sound.
Right. You know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? they gained massive popularity because of a sound, and then they were really good on their own and continued that popularity. That's
But
100%.
there's remnants of that culture still around. Like, for example, the Red Bull Culture Clash.
Right.
Like, a lot of the YNs might not know, like, because it's crazy. Like, I'm talking about actual dudes who play right now, like Dancehall. They still see the Red Bull Culture Clash and don't fully understand how it's supposed to work, how it's supposed to go, how it's, you know what I mean? So it's crazy. You've played in one?
4.
Four. That's right. You've won them all too, right? Have you won
No,
them
no,
all?
no. I didn't win even one of them. I lost
Oh,
every single one of them.
it doesn't. See, but the Rebel
Well,
Culture
well, let
Clash.
me not say that. Uh, I did one as Major Lazer,
Okay,
and then I was Major Lazer was a guest on 3 of them,
got you.
and I don't remember. I think some of those did win. But the one that Major Lazer was in, which was I believe the second one of all time, which I think was 10 or 11 years ago,
Damn.
at O2 Arena, sold out the arena, packed arena. Yeah, we lost that one in a very controversial loss because
Yo, bro, they're all
they're all
controversial
controversial.
wins and loses. Losses.
That's the one thing you could say about Sound Clash, no matter whether it's authentically in the culture or it's,
Right.
it's always controversial. But ours was, we brought out Usher, and we we were supposed to have a confidential, yo, any artist that you bring during sound check, we have an NDA with sound check. Everyone will not, no one will know who's bringing who.
That's what they did when we did it too. Like
Right.
we had specific times, and you could not be in the building.
Right.
Not you couldn't even be on the premises. Like you had to
Right.
leave. Yeah.
But they didn't respect that for us. There was zero respect for that for us. We didn't know who anybody else brought. But every single DJ knew we had Usher, and that's because somebody on Red Bull staff was like, yo, Usher's here, bro. So,
Crazy.
so right before we brought Usher out, the other DJs were like, yo, I know y'all are going to bring out Usher. You know what I'm saying?
It ruined the element
We're
of surprise for you.
we're going to play Usher's biggest songs right now. And they did. They played Climax. They played, whatever Usher had as a popular song. So when Usher came out, everyone was still excited. The place trembled. But we had to put Usher on a dancehall beat just to make it different. And it was fun. It was funny because it was on the spot, completely on the spot. Usher had never sang on a dancehall beat before. He sang on the Stalag rhythm,
Yo,
Sister Nancy Bam Bam rhythm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yo, he never even, he heard the rhythm and was like, I know that rhythm, yeah. And in front of a full arena sang a sound killing version of Climax live on that rhythm. So it was
You
still
got
dope.
audio of that?
I
Please
believe
say you
there's a
got audio.
video. I believe there
Yo,
might be audio too. I believe so. I believe Red Bull always did a very good job of um, capturing the moment. I mean, it's mega moments. Huge money. It's good for them.
right.
No, I think so. But what beat us was there was another crew called Boy Better Know. They were the London grime crew, rappers, and basically we won every single round. And of course, Red Bull Clash. It's not about who wins the rounds; it's about who wins the last round.
Right.
That's all that matters. You can win every single round before,
Yeah.
but in Dancehall Sound Clash, it's all about who crosses that line at the end, because that's
But
all that people remember.
but with
People
Red Bull
can't
Culture
they can't
Clash,
remember what happened before.
here's the thing though. I find with Red Bull Culture Clash, almost nobody ever remembers who won. They always remember the antics, like who performed the best or did the
Right.
best. Like
Yeah,
in a
winning
regular
doesn't
normal
matter.
clash, and like world clash, yes. Like who wins what rounds, like people remember who won, who.
But I will say, even in the dancehall clashes, winning doesn't really matter. Performance matters. If you can
Right,
perform
exactly,
3 rounds of
exactly.
fire and then you losing like the dub for dub, it's not a bad look for you. People will
Right.
always remember, yo, that one round where you played that one song, it's gonna go down, it's gonna go viral. It'll be bigger than you losing the whole clash.
Yeah. So
So,
did you
you
see the
know,
recent clash?
you talking about the Red Bull one?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna see it, man. Yeah, man, of course I
What,
saw it,
so
man.
what did you
I
think?
watched it. I watched it as it was happening.
So what did you think?
I think that Red Bull um, does a great job of production. They do a wonderful job of production. They probably do uh, above and beyond the job of production, and I appreciate that for Sound Clash. I appreciate that, and I love to see people of the culture in it, like Noah,
Spice.
Spice, yeah, man. What's his name? Richie Feelings. I love to see people of the culture in it, and of course, it's culture clash, so they need people that are not of the Sound Clash culture in it to make the other teams, and it's always cool, man. I do think the African team just didn't really get what was happening. I find that maybe they're just too rich, man. Maybe Africa is just so rich right now that maybe Africa's winning so much right now. African music is winning so much right now that they're just like, yo, bro, I'm gonna take this money that Red Bull gives me. I'm gonna buy a mint coat and I'm gonna go on stage and I'm gonna walk back and forth for 20 minutes. I already won in life,
Right.
So I'm not buying I'm not spending I'm not doing none of that.
But you
I won already.
but that was the crazy thing is, right? Even for like this generation, like we had to do when we did ours, like Red Bull had to take the time and spend like a lot of time educating the crowd because that's how much they did not know like what the makeup of a clash like was.
Right.
You know
And
what
I
I mean?
salute Red Bull, man, because they stopped doing it for years.
Yeah, I know.
And so
I know.
why did they even killed their whole music academy, the whole music thing they had going on? They shut it down. So they didn't need to do this, and again, no one needs to do this. No one needs to buy dubs. No one needs to play a sound. No one needs to do a clash. So anyone that participates in Sound Clash on any level, man, salute. Thank you so much for keeping the culture alive and bringing all of us the joy that we remember, and keep continuous in the legacy,
Right.
and of course teaching the younger people.
But what do you think? All right, like see, this is what some people don't understand, right? Like for me, I don't take what's said in a clash personal.
Right. It's
For
very
me.
difficult for people who have never been to a clash ever to understand that part.
Right.
Extremely difficult.
Yeah, I don't take it. I was going against giants, bro. I went against Matahan, Jabba, and they was calling me, all type of go suck your mothers and this, and yo cash you or this. I don't take it personal, but like I seen what Spice did in her round was genius, even though Movado, my brethren, still,
But it
like
was genius.
you know what I'm saying.
It
You
was
know what I'm
genius.
saying? Like
One,
she played
she's not supposed to know he's coming.
right.
That's just whether Movado posted, that's on that team.
Right.
Even when they knew that Usher was, I understand, one of the Red Bull people told the other people what, because Usher's still a mega. Bro, we're talking about Usher, okay? Let's
Right.
just be very clear.
Right.
We're not talking about some up and coming artist with a one hit song. We, Major Lazer, at the Rebel Clash, brought Usher to England, to London, where he probably like Michael Jackson, can't walk down the street. We
Right.
brought him there. I totally understand the staff freaking out.
Right.
I totally understand the staff being like, yo,
This is crazy.
I just handed Usher a microphone
Right. Right.
for a sound check.
Right.
And so, and it going, and I totally understand it. Movado is such a legend, man. I totally could see people being like, yo, Movado is here.
But I didn't see it. So was he there or did they play a dub?
bro, he walked out and he
Damn.
did 2 songs, I think.
Right.
And then I don't know what happened, but he left. And they were like, yo, Movado, you got 2 more. Like, you could kind of tell they were like, Movado was supposed to sing 4 songs.
Right. Right.
So they were like, yo, just play the other 2. And they just, and while Movado's in the building, he's not on stage. And there are people that say he might have been really upset about what Spice
You think
had
so? See,
said.
that's why I brought it up. That's why I was like, listen, I know it's a clash. I don't take offense to it. You know what I mean? But that's what I was about to ask you. Do you think that was like disrespectful? Do you think
No, I think it was smart. Here's the thing. First of all, Spice finding out that Movado was there
and being prepared for it?
and saying something
Right.
is the smartest move you can do.
Right.
Again, Movado should not have been known that Movado was going to be there.
Right.
Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Once Spice said it, I said, she just killed any energy that Movado would have bring
Yes.
on the stage.
And she played the right song.
Yeah.
Like to get the reaction. She played like the right one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, and then her angle was, it's kind of a crazy angle because Movado's not selling out Jamaica, by performing for another team with a lot of Jamaicans on it. Like,
But it makes for a good story in a
it's
clash.
a great
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's a good argument.
Sound clash is, you see, the simpler you can break down a speech, it will connect.
Yeah.
And once they gave out the Jamaica flags to all those people in the front row, and when the camera goes to them, you see all these Jamaica flags in the front row, and then she's got the Jamaica flag, and then there's a Jamaican flag on the stage, and this guy had like a red nephew Jamaica flag, and like everybody, none of the other teams had a flag.
Right.
Africa team didn't throw anything in the crowd.
Right.
The hip hop team didn't throw. There was no united flag to be like, yo, we're united under this flag. We're doing this for Jamaica.
Right.
Everyone else was like, I'm doing this for Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Tanzania. There's no united, like, yo, if they had brought out the Garvey flag, the Pan-African flag,
Right.
and, you know what I'm saying, sent that out to everybody and just like lived under it, they would have had a better movement. Spice making sure that everyone was like, yo, this is us, and then saying things like, yo, anybody that's Jamaican that's not here with us,
You on the wrong side.
sell out.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is though too, the cheat code is, right? It is Jamaican sound clash culture though. So Jamaicans more so understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about the people in the crowd. Yeah, I'm talking about the people more so in the crowd though. They get the assignment more so than everybody else. Like that's there for the African crowd or the hip hop crowd. They understand the assignment, bro. You know what I mean? So, and Jamaicans just take clashing way more serious than, because bro, in my clash, I just did an interview with the Road Podcast and spoke about this. Like because I went against my brethrens,
Of course.
like, and it's not beef, but it still ain't all good right now. 2 years after the clash, you know what I'm saying?
No, trust me when I tell you, I've seen people never work together again because of the Red Bull clash. You got to think about it. That one is the O2 Arena. That's the biggest one.
Right.
There's no bigger one than that. All of the rest of the ones are local. Like I did the one in San Francisco. There wasn't no team from LA. There wasn't no team from Jamaica.
That's
it's
true.
a team from the Bay, and the Bay.
Right.
One
Same, you're right, because same thing in Atlanta. All of us were from Atlanta.
One team is Filipino, the other team are Mexicans, the other team are black, the other, like that's how they do it. So
Right.
in the local ones, it gets, and again, these teams are not familiar with Sound Clash. They are not used to somebody digging up dirt and exposing it. They're not used to somebody being disrespectful on the microphone and having 2,000 people laugh and be like, yo, that was mad funny. They can't handle it.
But
And so
yo, do
it's,
you think this messes up like because there's been a lot of talk about Movado, Cartel reuniting. Cartel's been very vocal about wanting to link with Movado and being like, yo, what we did was amazing. Like we need to come together. There's been rumors about them touring together now
as they
that, you know,
should,
they both got papers and stuff.
as they should.
You think this messes it up? You think Movado feels away now?
Why would he feel away with Cartel?
I mean, I don't think so either. I think, but you know, yo, bro, their beef was
Yeah, man.
serious
Yeah,
beef.
man. But yo, nobody holds on to beef that for decades, right? So they're good now. And yeah, Cartel had nothing to do with this clash. So, you know, at the end of the day, I don't even think Spice is gonna be able to avoid talking to Movado. Like
Yeah,
they're going to have to, they're not young artists.
right.
They're going to have to be adults at some point and say, Muma, why you say that?
Yeah. I
Why
mean, they probably have already though. They
probably
probably
have
have.
already? Yo,
Yeah.
right? Like, yo, the business is too small. I'm pretty sure somebody calls somebody and say, yo, come on, you know how to sell out Jamaica.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I saw her do a thing where she was talking about Busy Signal sold out Jamaica because he did a dub plate
Oh
for
yeah.
another team. And like I said before, the angle is such a good angle. The only thing I will say is, yo, Spice, you're dragging it now, right?
Right.
The one night you use that angle and it's a clash. After that, no, man, everybody's, yo, friends again,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
Bridget, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. It can't be, yo, you on the internet keeping it going.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm a love Spice. So, you know, you gotta know once that bell is rung and that trophy's held high, everybody, you sleep, you wake up the next morning and you say, yo, that was fun. You know, you don't bring it over. Why would he be a sellout to Jamaica for doing dub plates? Everybody did dub plates. There was dub plates playing from each sound.
Yeah. I
All of
mean,
those
listen,
people are sellouts. I don't think so.
overall, I think Spice performance was stellar. I even like
Non-stop.
how
Yo, let me tell you something. No, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. We gotta break it down beyond Spice. You see, Noah, bro,
that's what I was just about to say. That's what I was just about
Noah is the best MC in the game, right?
Nah, he nice. That's what I'm about to say. With her having Noah
And this
and
is his
him,
second win.
yeah. And but you can even tell there was times, like he started the speech and she seen the direction and she like kind of finished it. You
Followed his
understand?
lead. And
Right.
here's the other thing. If you notice, Richie Feelings was the other MC. Richie Feelings did the smart. That's why Richie Feelings, yo, y'all are not going to talk about Richie Feelings. You got to talk about Richie Feelings because Richie Feelings did something that everyone should rate more than even what Noah did. And that's Richie Feelings saw that Noah was a clear leader here.
Right.
I mean, Tekwe himself. Richie Feelings barely spoke after like the first round because he was like, yo, it's too many microphones.
Good strategy. Yo, that was
Too many
literally my
microphones.
strategy.
You can't hear the song. I don't know when you're going to speak. I don't, yo, we just, you know what? Let me put my microphone down and just support the team because I can't, we're not getting a clear message across.
Right.
Too much of us are talking.
Yo, bro, two things. One, that's exactly what my team did when we did it, right? Like, I had who I had consulting with me and was like my coach was Pee Wee from Pretty Posse. Pee Wee was
General.
like, yo, Pee Wee said, I paid him just to come through and consult and just to coach, just to look at everything and be like, all right, this makes sense, this doesn't make. And that was probably one of the best things I did because one of the best advice he gave me, bro, he said, yo, look at their team, Cash. They had Matahan, they had Trooper Chalupa, they had Jabba. They had, yo, bro, they must have had 9 selectors, bro. Like 9 selectors. He said, bro, don't go on stage with a bag of people, bro. Make the theme that we're doing is you against giants. It's David versus Goliath. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't have a bag of people on stage. Don't, yo, just one mic, and that served us so well, bro. You know what I mean?
Hardest thing. And salute to the General Pee Wee. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely right. Major
You know what I
Lazer,
mean?
our clash, we did the same thing. I was the only MC. There was
Perfect.
no other MC. And if you're not on stage performing, you're not on stage. And it was the best
Right.
thing. It was the best thing.
Right.
Because I can
And
make a
then,
clear speech. Everyone can clearly hear me. I can get the forward clearly.
and there's not too much going on stage. So, like, you don't, the audience doesn't have whiplash. They're not doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
You can't, I don't know why it is that every single hip hop crew doesn't understand that.
it's just like a hip hop thing. You bring
Shout
everybody
out
you know on
to
there.
all
So.
the hip hop crews, but I don't know why you guys never. It's always a Wu Tang.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, like, and especially with like Big Nasty, Big Nasty, he's a powerful voice,
Right.
but he's not saying anything.
Right.
So he's just on the mic cursing and yelling, but he's not saying something clever
Right.
that then when the song drops, you go, yo, that was intelligent.
Right.
And that's where Noah beats them by miles on
Yeah.
miles on miles on miles on miles.
The other thing, to your point, is the clash is the clash. Like I said, I don't take nothing personal during the clash. But if you're talking crazy after the clash, and that's where I feel like people gonna start taking things personal.
Yeah, and that's what happens. And that's what happened with Major Lazer too. Shout out to Boy Better Know. But there was definitely a slight confrontation after the show was done. Because, for them, winning in their hometown and the way they won, which again was like, yo, they won no rounds. And then
They won the last joint.
their last joint, they bring out I think Giggs. So Giggs had just come home from prison. And I don't think anybody had ever seen him yet.
Right.
And they brought him out. And it's clear win. That's the home team hero, clear win. But yeah, backs in the dressing rooms, dressing rooms are all really right next to each other. So they were just, doing a lot. And there was a minor confrontation about that. But
Listen, mine's is still ongoing. So you know what I'm saying?
But I will say, I've seen almost every single one of those guys 1-1-1-1-1, and we're all good. And we've had a conversation, and we've had an understanding to be like, nah, I was just in an emotional time, on their side, like, yo, that emotion of winning, and I understand. I'm used to Sound Clash winning and losing, so it's neither here nor there for me.
Right.
Losing, I feel it, but I also know it's not going to be this thing where I need to stick to it for life. As well as winning, I know that, yo, I won, that feels great. All right, what's next? And so we're all good. But yeah, Sound Clash is a funny thing, man. It's a funny thing.
Beautiful, man. Like that's why I feel like another reason why I feel like that book is important, because like you said, not to just hear the stories, but to like see it, the visualization. The reason why the visualization is important is because this is my personal opinion, bro. I honestly feel like no other culture has contributed more to what's going on musically, fashion wise, and than Jamaican dancehall reggae culture, bro. And the last 30 to maybe 50 years almost, the way we dress, the slang we use, the sounds we use in music, all comes from
Look at this flyer,
Jamaican
man.
reggae culture, dancehall culture.
Saxon
Damn, at
versus
ease.
at ease. Look at that. Sting.
How did you get these? How did you get these flyers, bro?
Biltmore Ballroom. Come on, yo.
That's a Brooklyn landmark right there, bro.
Stand up. What's up?
How do you get these though? How did you get
I
these?
collected a lot myself, and then I had some really great contributors, man. Shout out to Lee Major from Earth Ruler. He gave me a lot of these. And I had a guy from New York named Professor, one from Brazil named Reggae-matic, aka Soldier, and then Muscle from Toronto, man. You know, yeah, man. Travelers, Soul Supreme, Bass
That's
Odyssey,
crazy.
LP International. Yo, look at this one, man. Bounty Killer with the blue and pink.
Yeah, that's
The blue
crazy.
and pink? What?
That's
Billboard
crazy.
Ballroom again? Yo, to
LP
make a to
LP was
make a
one of my
blue and pink flyer back then was it's
LP was one of my favorite sounds, bro.
that is my
LP,
favorite sound. I'll tell anybody in the world, LP is the greatest sound to ever do it.
LP, bro.
I'll take that fade with anybody. LP International
LP.
is the greatest sound to ever do it.
I'm from Brooklyn, bro. When LP was playing, bro, LP was
Yeah, man.
different, bro.
Yeah, man.
LP was different, bro. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
yeah, man, everyone, please get this book. I really appreciate, being able to come here and talk about it. This is the first time I've talked about it. The announcement dropped just a couple hours ago, so this is really good timing that me and Cash are talking. And yeah, Cash, we got to do this more often, man. I think that we got a lot to say and
bro,
a lot that people would like to hear.
I'm gonna harass you. I
Yeah,
think we should try to do this once a week. I think
yeah,
we should
I'm
try to do it.
definitely down, man. I'm
Take 40
definitely
minutes out your time, bro, and let's
yeah.
try to knock it
I'll
out.
get some plaques too and put them on the wall,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Listen, I know you got way more than me. You know what I'm saying?
I'll throw a few up.
You got way more.
See that
I
with
got
me.
I got some more downstairs. My collection's pretty okay. You know what I'm
I
saying?
yeah.
But listen, I don't know if I don't know if we can compete with the major laser plaques though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
But
listen,
bro, I know you about to head to Spain, bro. I'm not gonna keep you too long, but I'm gonna harass you next week. We're gonna try to do this
yeah.
once a week, bro. I
Once a
think it'll
week,
be
man. I'm
dope.
down. Every Thursday. We could do it, man.
Dope.
There's a
Art
lot
of
going on that we
Dancehall,
didn't talk about today, so we gotta,
definitely.
and everybody out there, Art of Dancehall, Rizzoli, go to Rizzoli.com, pre-order the book, drops April 1st. Much respect, and I really appreciate anyone that buys this book and shares this book. It means a lot to me. Y'all don't even understand, man. I appreciate y'all so much.
Dope.
All right? One love.